Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Welcome back to our channel. After a comprehensive overview about the initial 32 types of angels created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are now moving towards the angels who guard the heavens and shoot down the jinn. From the earliest dawn of creation, Allah established a cosmic order in which every realm, the earth, the skies, and the heavens, is protected, observed, and guarded. Among the most awe-inspiring guardians of the unseen are the angels who shoot down the jinn and devils, also called Shayāṭīn, with blazing flames, meteors, and shooting stars whenever they attempt to eavesdrop on the heavenly assembly. Their role is vividly described as part of Allah's eternal decree to preserve the purity of divine revelation and protect the heavenly secrets from corruption. These are the beings of unfathomable might, created from the most luminous light of Nur Muhammadi, meaning the divine light of Prophet Muhammad. Before the coming of Prophet Muhammad, the Shayāṭīn would ascend to the lowest heaven, climbing upon one another in vast chains, trying to steal snippets of conversation between the angels about decrees being prepared. They would then rush to soothsayers and fortune tellers, mixing a grain of truth with oceans of lies, deceiving humankind into false beliefs. But with the finality of prophethood, Allah sealed the heavens with vigilant guardians. Whenever the jinn tried to intrude, they were pursued and struck down by shihāb thaqib, the piercing flames, fiery missiles hurled by the command of Allah, shot by the angelic defenders of the skies. The heavens are not open for corruption, nor can the whispers of the devils reach the sanctified realms. The shooting stars that humans witness blazing across the night sky are, in reality, weapons of light wielded by the angels, a celestial defense system ensuring that the divine decrees of Allah reach His chosen messengers untainted by the interference of jinn. For the believer, this reality carries deep symbolic meaning. The angels who repel the Shayāṭīn remind us that truth must always be guarded from falsehood, and that the spiritual heart too requires protection. Just as the heavens are safeguarded by angelic flames, the heart of the believer is safeguarded by dhikr, Quran, and vigilance. The meteors that scatter the jinn mirror the power of a single word of remembrance to scatter satanic whispers. The cosmic drama above reflects the inner battle within every soul, angels and light versus devils and deception. Thus, the angels who shoot down the jinn are not merely guardians of the skies. They are also teachers of vigilance, showing humankind that purity, truth, and revelation must be fiercely protected. Their flaming missiles are reminders that falsehood will always be chased, no matter how swiftly it tries to escape. Before going further, a quick update. All our videos are available in both English and Urdu languages on our YouTube channel. You can find them by navigating to our playlists, where all our videos are available for your convenience. Now let's continue. Quran mentions in Surah Al-Hijr verses 16 to 18, "And we have certainly set constellations in the heaven and adorned it for the observers. And we have protected it from every accursed devil, except one who steals a hearing and is then pursued by a clear burning flame." In Surah Al-Saffāt verses 6 to 10, "Indeed, we have adorned the nearest heaven with an adornment of stars, and as protection against every rebellious devil, they cannot listen to the exalted assembly of angels, and they are pelted from every side, repelled, and they will have a perpetual punishment. Except one who snatches a fragment, but he is pursued by a piercing flame." In Surah Al-Mulk verse 5, "And we have certainly adorned the nearest heaven with stars and made them as missiles to drive away the devils, and we have prepared for them the punishment of the blaze." In Surah Al-Jinn verse 8 and 9, "And we, the jinn, sought to reach the heaven, but we found it filled with powerful guards and burning flames, and we used to sit there in positions to hear. But whoever listens now will find a burning flame lying in wait for him." In our previous videos, we also explored the verse on how Allah created every living thing from water, the creation of the waters above the dome and below the flat earth, the firmament dome above the flat earth. actual shape of the earth according to the Quran and Islamic cosmology, primordial waters of the heavens, the Kursi, meaning the footstool of Allah, the Arsh, meaning the throne of Allah, Lao al-Mahfuz, meaning the sacred tablet, the second creation of Allah, Al-Kalam, why Allah created the universe, the first creation of Allah, the 7 portals and dimensions of the universe, and discussed where Allah was before He created the universe. If you haven't watched them yet, please do. Now, let's continue. Hadith mentions, in Sahih al-Bukhari, Kitab Badut al-Khalq, Book of Creation, Hadith 4701 and 3288, narrated Hazrat Ibn Abbas. The Prophet said, the devils had seats in the heavens from which they used to listen to the divine revelation. They used to listen to a word and then come down to convey it to the soothsayers. The soothsayers would add to it 100 lies of their own. When the Prophet was sent, the devils were prevented from returning to their seats, and shooting stars began to be hurled at them. If they, the devils, went to their seats, they were struck with a flaming fire. In Sahih Muslim, Kitab Al-Salat, Hadith 449, narrated Hazrat Ibn Abbas, the Prophet went out with some of his companions to the market of Ukaz. At that time, a barrier was put between the devils and the news of heaven, and flames were hurled at them. The devils returned to their people and said, something has happened that has put a barrier between us and the news of heaven, and shooting flames are hurled at us. They said, it can only be something new that has happened. They set out to look for the cause, and they found the Messenger of Allah at Nakhla praying with his companions. They said, this is what has happened. In Jami al-Tirmidhi, Kitab Tafsir al-Quran, Hadith 3223, narrated Hazrat Abu Huraira, the Prophet said, when Allah decrees a matter in heaven, the angels beat their wings in submission to His saying, which sounds like a chain beating on a smooth stone. When their fear is banished, they say, what did your Lord say? They say, the truth, and He is the Most High, the Great. Then those devils who try to eavesdrop hear it, and they are one above another. So the flame may strike him before he can pass it down, or he may pass it down until it reaches the tongue of the magician or fortune teller, who adds to it 100 lies. They, the people, say, did he not tell us such and such a day, such and such a thing would happen? He told the truth on that day. It is only one word taken from heaven which is true, but they add to it. In Sunan Abi Dawud, Kitab al-Sunnah, Hadith 4712, similar narration appears, emphasizing how devils form layers in the sky one on top of another to steal a word of truth, but flames cut them off before they reach earth. In Musnad Ahmad, Hadith 2736 and 3576. In multiple chains, Hazrat Ibn Abbas narrates that before the Prophet, soothsayers had access to heavenly news via jinn, but after his coming they were blocked by angels guarding with flames. In Sahih Muslim, Kitab al-Masajid, Hadith 2229, the Prophet explained, the jinn climb one upon another. One hears a word and passes it down to the one beneath him. If the flame strikes him before he passes it down, he is destroyed. If he passes it down, it may reach the tongue of the soothsayer, that is mixed with 100 lies, their description and numbers. These are guardian angels placed by Allah in the lowest heaven called Al-Sama al-Dunya to guard divine secrets and revelations. They are armed with shihāb thaqib like piercing flames, meteors, or fiery missiles. Whenever the Shayāṭīn attempt to ascend towards the heavens to eavesdrop on the angels' conversations about divine decrees, these angels launch fiery projectiles against them. They are described as swift, luminous, and mighty, carrying the fire of divine command. They protect the heavens from devils and preserve the sanctity of revelation. They chase away rebellious jinn attempting to steal heavenly knowledge. They are the manifestation of divine power. The meteors seen by humans are signs of this unseen battle. The Quran does not specify a fixed number of these angels. Tafsir scholars like Hazrat Ibn Kathir, Hazrat Al-Qurtubi, Hazrat Fakhr al-Razi explain that countless angels are assigned across the heavens as guards. Some traditions suggest every star has an angel assigned to it for guarding. Hazrat Ibn Abbas said, "The heavens were filled with guards after the coming of Muhammad, and flaming missiles increased." In Sahih Muslim Hadith 2229, the Prophet explained that devils climb on top of each other to eavesdrop, but they are struck by fiery flames before they can reach. This implies multiple angels in layers, not a single angel. Role with the prophets, with Prophet Adam. After the creation of Prophet Adam, the angels were commanded to prostrate while Iblis refused. Though the specific shooting star angels are not directly mentioned with Prophet Adam, their role in guarding the unseen decrees existed even then. Symbolically, their guarding represents the separation of truth and falsehood at the very beginning of mankind. With Prophet Nuh, during Prophet Nuh's time, soothsayers and Shayāṭīn still had some access to heavenly whispers. His people often accused him of being insane or deceived by unseen beings. Angels of the heavens were guarding revelation, but not fully sealed yet. This partial guarding shows why false magicians and jinn possessed people still held sway in his era. With Prophet Ibrahim, the heavenly decrees, such as the promise of a son, Prophet Ishaq, and the destruction of the people of Prophet Lot, were delivered directly by angels. Guardian angels were present, ensuring that such decrees reached Prophet Ibrahim uncorrupted. While Shayāṭīn could still steal minor whispers, the great divine messages for prophets were shielded. With Prophet Musa, Pharaoh's magicians sometimes relied on whispers from Shayāṭīn. This shows that the heavens were guarded but not completely sealed. The miracles of Prophet Musa, splitting the sea, the staff, shining hand, were proofs protected by angels from distortion. Angels ensured that Pharaoh's forces did not gain access to divine secrets through the jinn. With Prophet Dawood and Prophet Sulaiman, Prophet Sulaiman was given control over jinn, breaking their pride and false claim to heavenly secrets. These guardian angels continued shooting down rebellious Shayāṭīn, while Prophet Sulaiman himself restrained them with Allah's permission. His dominion over the jinn represents a reflection of the angel's cosmic dominion in the heavens. With Prophet Isa, during Prophet Isa's time, soothsayers still functioned because Shayāṭīn were not yet fully blocked. This is why some fortune-telling existed in the Roman and Jewish world before the Prophet. However, the pure revelation of the Injil was always protected by angels, so no devil could corrupt the Prophet's direct wahi. With Prophet Muhammad, with his mission, everything changed. Hazrat Ibn Abbas said, "The Shayāṭīn were not prevented from eavesdropping until the messenger of Allah was sent." The guardian angels became stricter than ever before. The heavens were now sealed shut, allowing no shaitan to access the decrees. This marked the end of Kahins, the soothsayers. Their power collapsed after Muhammad's prophethood. Tasawwufi and Tariqat symbolism of the guardian angels. 1. The heavens as the heart. Tasawwufi and Tariqat masters teach the outer heavens meaning samawat, in the Quran mirror the inner heavens of the heart meaning qalb. Just as the skies are guarded from devils, the heart of the seeker must be guarded from wasawis, meaning whisperings. The angels who shoot meteors at Shayāṭīn represent dhikr that burns away intrusive thoughts before they corrupt the heart. Maulana Rumi, when a star of dhikr falls from your tongue, it burns away the devil who circles around your soul. 2. Angels as the breath of dhikr. In Tariqat, the breath is the carrier of dhikr. Hoshdar Dam, meaning awareness in every breath. Each breath is like a shooting star striking the whisper of Shaitan. Masters say the angels of meteors are the symbol of Nafas al-Rahma, meaning breath of mercy, when purified through dhikr. This is how the seeker becomes higher than angels. For his every breath glorifies Allah consciously. 3. Angels versus Shayateen as inner battle. The Quran shows Shayateen trying to steal secrets. In Sufi interpretation, this is nafs, meaning ego, is the thief trying to snatch light from the you. The angels are inspirations, meaning ilham, that repel the nafs with divine nur. The murshid trains the murid to let his inner angels triumph over his inner shaitan. Hazrat Ibn Arabi writes, every seeker has within him an Adam, an Iblis, and a Jibreel. The Adam is his clay, the Iblis is his nafs, and the Jibreel is his light. The meteors are the dhikr that drive Iblis away from his heaven. 4. Murshid as cosmic guardian. Just as angels guard the heavens from corruption, the Kamil Murshid, meaning a perfect spiritual guide, guards the seeker's heart. His soba, meaning company, is like a shooting star that burns doubts, arrogance, and pride. Masters say, without a murshid, your inner sky is open to theft. Masters say, if one has no murshid, his Satan, meaning Iblis. With a murshid, your sky becomes sealed, like after the Prophet's mission, safe from all intrusions. 5. Symbolism in the Prophet's lives. For Prophet Sulaiman, it was mastery over jinn, which is tasawwuf, means the heart under control of ruh, no nafs can steal. With Prophet Musa, the magician's whispers, defeated by divine light, which in tasawwuf means dhikr, burning illusions. With our beloved Prophet Muhammad, heaven sealed, which is tasawwuf, means the seeker who reaches kamal, meaning perfection, no longer vulnerable to whispers. Tasawwufi commentaries. Hazrat Imam Al-Ghazali in Ihya Ulum al-Din says, in the heart there are two callers, the angel and the devil. The angel calls to truth with light, the devil to desire with smoke. Whichever the servant strengthens, that one prevails. He likens angelic inspiration, meaning ilham, to flames of light that repel satanic whispers. His practical teaching, dhikr, fasting, humility, strengthen your inner angels, while pride, anger, and greed strengthen your devils. Hazrat Ibn Arabi in Futuhat al-Makkiyah, he teaches, the 7 heavens are veils of the heart. The devils ascend, seeking to steal its light. Then comes the shooting star, which is dhikr, descending from the spirit to burn them. Hazrat Ibn Arabi ties it directly to murshid-murid relation. The perfect sheikh is like the angel guarding the sky. He casts the flame of divine teaching, and the whispering devils flee. He explains that the sealing of the heavens in the time of the Prophet is mirrored by the sealing of the heart of a realized wali. No whisper can enter. Hazrat Sheikh Abd al-Qadir al-Jilani in Futu al-Ghaib. The believer's heart is a fortress. Dhikr is its gate, angels its guards, and Shayateen its enemies. If you keep the gate open by heedlessness, the enemy enters. If you guard it with dhikr, the angels hurl them away as meteors. He warns, arrogance and pride are the breath of Iblis, while humility is the garment of angels. He explains the murshid's role. The sheikh is the lamp of the path. By his light, the unseen thieves are exposed and burned. Hazrat Shams Tabrizi, the spiritual guide C.H. Murshid and the son of Maulana Rumi. Hazrat Shams said, the human being is between two natures, one of clay, one of spirit. If he is mastered by clay, he becomes worse than a devil. If he is mastered by spirit, he becomes more exalted than the angels. This echoes the Quran. When angels questioned man's worth, Allah revealed his hidden potential. Shams interprets this as the capacity of man to rise above angels by conscious choice. He describes dhikr as the fire that burns away the whispers of the nafs. Each remembrance is a flame. The angels rejoice in its light. The devils are scorched by its heat. If your tongue is always with Allah, your heart becomes a sky where no devil dares to fly. This is exactly the Sufi reading of meteors. The heart is the sky, and dhikr are the shooting stars that drive away intruders. Hazrat Shams explained why angels marveled at man. The angel said, Will you create one who spills blood? But they have no nafs to fight, no lust to conquer, no pride to humble. You, if you conquer the nafs, then you perform a task the angels never knew. That is why Allah ordered them to bow. He emphasizes the battle of nafs as the secret of human greatness, as the big jihad, calling it al-jihad al-akbar, corresponding to Prophet Muhammad saying, where he said battling nafs is a bigger jihad than the actual battle. Hazrat Shams also stressed the role of the spiritual master. The disciple without a master is prey for 1,000 devils. The master is the flaming star that hurls them away. By his gaze, the heavens of your heart are protected. This ties directly to your earlier question. The Murshid is seen as the living angel, or the cosmic guardian of the disciples in a heaven. He warns strongly against arrogance. If you cannot break your pride, you are Iblis. If you break it, you are higher than the throne. Do not think Iblis is outside you. He is your arrogance and your anger. Do not think angels are far. They are your mercy, your humility, your dhikr. This echoes what you quoted earlier. If you can't control your nafs, you become Iblis. If you do, you become superior to angels. Hazrat Jalal al-Din Rumi, Tige Muraid and student of Hazrat Shams Tabriz. In his Mathnawi, Maulana Rumi compares the shooting stars to the light of dhikr. The heavens rain fire upon the thief who seeks unlawful secrets. So too, the heart rains the fire of remembrance upon the thief of the nafs. He explains, if your heart is empty of dhikr, Shayāṭīn enter easily. If filled with dhikr, each breath becomes a flame driving them away. He connects this to man's superiority. The angels have no nafs to conquer, but if you conquer yours, you rise above them. If not, you fall beneath Iblis, possibility of seeing them. In real life, prophets have seen angels in their true forms. For example, the prophet saw Hazrat Jibril in his full form twice, filling the horizon. Angels appeared also in human form, Jibril as a man to Sayyida Maryam and to the prophet in the hadith of Hazrat Jibril. The three men who visited Prophet Ibrahim and Prophet Lut. For ordinary believers, it is possible for angels to appear in human guise, even to non-prophets. Saints and awliya have reported meeting angels in human form, usually to strengthen their faith or bring protection. Guardian angels who shoot devils, in their true luminous fiery form, humans cannot bear them with the physical eye. What we see in the sky as meteors are the outward sign of their actions. Sufi masters say, if Allah veils them behind fire and light, it is because their majesty would overwhelm ordinary eyes. Seeing them in dreams. The Prophet said, whoever sees me in a dream has truly seen me, for Shaitan cannot take my form. By analogy, classical scholars say angels can also appear in dreams, often in symbolic forms. Angels may appear as men in white, as warriors of light, or even as flashes of fire, symbolizing the meteor angels. For Tasawwufi masters, seeing angels in a dream is considered a sign of divine favor and often comes with spiritual instruction. Hashrak Ibn Sirin's Dream Dictionary interprets seeing angels as a symbol of divine support, protection, or a call to greater piety. Seeing them in kashf, meaning spiritual unveiling. Kashf is when Allah lifts the veil from the heart of the servant, allowing him to perceive unseen realities. Hazrat Junaid al-Baghdadi said, if the veils were lifted, I would see the angels circling my dhikr. Hazrat Sheikh Abd al-Qadir al-Jilani described in Futa al-Ghaib that the disciple may see angels as lights, flames, or human-like forms during deep dhikr or muraqabah. Naqshbandi masters taught that during Hushtardam, meaning awareness of breath, when dhikr becomes constant, the seeker may see inner visions of the angels guarding his heart. Types of angelic kashf are visual, seeing them in light or form; auditory, hearing angelic tasbih or inner inspiration meaning ilham; experiential, feeling their presence, coolness or protection in moments of fear. Conditions for witnessing angels: purity of heart, as sins and arrogance veil the eyes from the unseen; Dhikr and Quran, as these polish the heart like a mirror, allowing divine reflections to appear. Murshid's guidance, where a perfected teacher protects the seeker from self-deception, since visions can be true or false. Allah's will, as ultimately only Allah decides who sees His angels. No amount of striving guarantees it. Warnings by Tasawwufi masters. Hazrat Shams Tabrizi: if you seek angels for pride, you will only find devils. If you seek Allah, the angels themselves will seek you. Maulana Rumi: do not chase visions, become the vision. If you polish the heart, angels will descend without being asked. So the goal in Tasawwuf is not to see angels, but to become so filled with Allah's light that you live in harmony with their state. Role in the grave. In the grave, these angels act as protectors of the soul, ensuring that the deceased remains shielded from malevolent forces. Tasawwuf masters interpret this as a continuation of the protection given to the heart and spirit during life. The angels maintain a luminous barrier around the soul, similar to the way they guard the heavens from jinn. When the soul is separated from the body, it is in a vulnerable state. The angels form a spiritual canopy, preventing Shayāṭīn or other malign entities from attacking or misleading it. They also strengthen the questioning angels called Munkar and Nakir by illuminating the heart, so the deceased can answer correctly about faith and deeds. The grave becomes a microcosm of the heavens. The same fiery meteors that repel Shayāṭīn in the sky act as inner flames of protection, ensuring the soul is not overwhelmed by fear. Hazrat Rumi and Hazrat Shams Tabrizi liken this to the heart's dhikr manifesting externally, where the angels mirror the seeker's inner light. Role in Barzakh. Barzakh is the intermediary world between death and resurrection. In this realm, these angels continue their protective duties. They ensure that souls traveling through the unseen planes remain safe from malicious spiritual forces. Masters describe this as the alignment of spiritual and cosmic order. The angels maintain balance between divine decree and malevolent interference. In some visions, meaning Kashf reported by Awliya, these angels appear as luminous beings or flaming steeds, escorting the soul through layers of Barzakh, repelling entities trying to mislead it. A soul connected to dhikr, Quranic remembrance, and righteous deeds experiences easier passage. The angel's light smooths the journey. Negligent or heedless souls face harsher trials, where these angels act as enforcers of divine justice, allowing only what is decreed to reach the soul. Role on Qiyamah. On Qiyamah, these angels serve multiple critical functions, upholding divine order as they maintain the balance between good and evil, controlling the forces of the unseen, and ensuring the unfolding of divine justice, sweeping away the rebellious spirits, according to classical tafsir. Just as they cast down Shayāṭīn from the heavens, on Qiyamah they separate those destined for punishment from those guided by divine light. Protecting the faithful, like souls that practice dhikr, remembrance and obedience, are enveloped in protective radiance, akin to the way the angels protect the heavens. This allows them to stand safely before divine judgment. These angels are seen as extensions of divine mercy and vigilance. Their fiery or luminous presence symbolizes the purifying effect of righteousness. Hazrat Shams Tabrizi and Hazrat Rumi describe the Day of Judgment as a manifestation of inner and outer light, where those who nurtured their inner dhikr become aligned with the angelic hosts, transcending fear. In life, the angels repel Shayāṭīn from entering our hearts. In Barzakh, they guard the departing soul. On Qiyamah, they separate and protect, creating a bridge between divine justice and mercy. Protection and awareness through a Kamil Murshid. The Murshid, a perfect spiritual guide, is indispensable in Tasawwuf for protection from unseen harm. The angels act in accordance with divine decree, but the Murshid can train the heart so the disciple's spiritual sky becomes aligned with angelic protection. Through consistent guidance, the Murshid removes arrogance, pride, and heedlessness, key factors that allow Shayāṭīn to influence the nafs. Techniques like hush, Dadam, meaning awareness of every breath, turn the disciples' nafas into a continuous remembrance of Allah. This mirrors the angel's ceaseless tasbih, effectively raising the human above many unseen harms. The murshid can teach prayers, invocations, and protective dhikr that act like a veil of light, which the angels recognize as a mark of obedience and alignment. The angels cannot protect a heart that seeks worldly arrogance or sins. Through the murshid, one receives direct mentorship on aligning the soul with divine protection. A murshid awakens the seeker to the reality that every breath is a form shaped by zikr. By teaching breath zikr, the murshid transforms the human into a being of continuous remembrance, surpassing angels. A kamil murshid, meaning a perfect spiritual guide, is considered in tasawwuf the inheritor of the Prophet, guiding seekers on the path from clay, meaning nafs, to light, meaning ruh. The kamil murshid helps awaken this nafas ar-Rahman, meaning breath of the All-Merciful, within the disciple. Also as stated in Surah Kaf verse 17, whoever Allah guides is truly guided. But whoever He leaves to stray, you will never find for them a murshid, meaning a spiritual guide. Angels are always in dhikr, but their dhikr is fixed and limited to the forms Allah gave them. Man, however, through guidance of a murshid, can transform his every breath into dhikr, making his remembrance continuous, like angels, and even higher because it comes through free will. In tariqat, the murshid teaches habs al-nafas, meaning watching the breath, and zikr khafi, meaning silent dhikr. Every inhalation and every exhalation affirms Allah and He alone. This makes the seeker live in the constant rhythm of divine presence. Through Quran, Surah Al-Falaq and Surah An-Nas, explicitly invoked for protection from jinn, envy, and whisperings of shaitan. These surahs, when recited sincerely, summon the guardian angels of the heart and heavens to repel harmful entities. Ayat al-Kursi is declared the greatest protective verse. Reciting it morning and evening is narrated to create a spiritual canopy, ensuring angels are actively shielding the reciter. Other surahs for protection like Surah Al-Baqarah, keeping a copy or reciting regularly wards off evil. Surah Al-Hashr is reflecting on divine majesty, heightens awareness, aligning the heart with angelic protection. Tasawwuf insights say that the angels respond to the frequency, sincerity, and awareness of the reciter, not mere rote repetition. Through du'as, morning and evening supplications, Bismillah alate la yaduru ma'asmihi shay'un fil adi wala fis samai. Invoking Allah's name calls angels to protect the reciter. Dua for protection from Shayāṭīn. A'udu bi kalimati Allahi al-tama min shari ma khalaq strengthens the angelic guardian's vigilance around the believer. Awliya often emphasize asking the murshid to bless the disciple with angelic companionship, which ensures protection even when the disciple is unaware. Acts to do and acts to avoid. Acts to do include daily dhikr, mindfulness in speech and actions, fasting, particularly optional fasts, which purify the nafs and attract angelic favor. Charity, meaning sadaqah, which acts as a spiritual shield. Prayer with focus and sincerity, especially night prayers, meaning tahajjud. Maintaining humility, as arrogance repels angels and invites unseen harm. Acts to avoid include lying, backbiting, and deceit. These attract Shayāṭīn and weaken angelic protection. Pride, arrogance, and show of piety, the angels cannot protect a heart closed to humility, as they are the acts of Iblis. Neglecting obligatory prayers or abandoning dhikr reduces the spiritual canopy, making one vulnerable. So, dear viewers, the angels tasked with protecting the heavens and shooting down the rebellious jinn represent one of the most profound intersections of the seen and unseen worlds in Islamic cosmology. From the Quranic depiction of fiery meteors to hadith narrations of angels repelling devils, these beings embody the active enforcement of divine order, maintaining cosmic balance while guarding human souls from malevolent influences. Their roles are not abstract. They operate across all realms, from guiding and shielding the living, protecting the fetus and heart, to supervising the soul in the grave, ensuring its safe passage through barzakh, and maintaining justice and protection on the day of resurrection. The Tasawwuf perspective deepens this understanding. Angels are not mere external protectors, they symbolize the manifestation of divine light and mercy in the cosmos. Saints and spiritual masters teach that the angel's protection is inseparable from the purification of the heart. They act in alignment with the seeker's spiritual state. A heart filled with dhikr, humility, and awareness becomes a vessel that attracts angelic presence, while heedlessness repels them. In essence, angels are mirrors of the soul's spiritual alignment with divine will. Practical guidance emerges from these teachings. Believers are encouraged to cultivate constant remembrance of Allah, practice humility, engage in ethical deeds, and seek the mentorship of a Kamil Murshid. The Murshid serves as a spiritual conduit, training the disciple to harmonize their heart, breath, and actions with divine law, thereby activating the protective presence of angels. Recitation of specific Quranic surahs, morning and evening supplications, ethical living, and mindful breathing transform ordinary life into a continuous engagement with unseen guardianship. This continuous alignment ensures that angels are not just passive observers, but active participants in the believer's protection. Moreover, the possibility of seeing these angels, whether in dreams, spiritual unveiling meaning kashf, or extraordinary real-to-life encounters, is closely linked to spiritual preparedness. True vision requires purity, sincerity, and alignment with divine will. It is not a mere display of curiosity or pride. Saints throughout Islamic history have reported encounters where these angels appeared as luminous beings, flashes of fire, or radiant human-like forms, often delivering guidance, protection, or confirmation of divine decree. Ultimately, these angels remind humanity of the interconnectedness of the cosmic and the personal. They emphasize that protection is not merely external, it is cultivated through inner purification, ethical vigilance, and continuous remembrance. The believer who aligns their heart with divine light, seeks guidance from a murshid, and practices dhikr and righteous deeds lives not only under the watch of these angels, but in harmony with the divine order itself. In conclusion, the angels who shoot down jinn and guard the heavens are both cosmic enforcers and mirrors of spiritual truth. They teach that protection, guidance, and spiritual ascension are not separate from human effort. Rather, they are the natural consequence of aligning the heart, breath, and actions with Allah's will. Those who heed these lessons cultivate a life of vigilance, inner light, and divine companionship, achieving a state where angels themselves honor and shield them from the womb to the grave, through barzakh, and ultimately on the day of judgment. Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoy this content and find it beneficial, we kindly ask you to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel for more authentic faith-strengthening content. And let's continue this journey of knowledge together. Insha'Allah, see you in the next video. Allah Hafiz.